All right, everyone. So this is the Vet Blueprint. I am Elder Reyes, the host of the Vet Blueprint, former Marine. I guess you're always a Marine, right? But veteran, nearly 8 years of service. And so if this is your first time tuning in, what I do here is I go around and I just interview successful veterans who've left the military, who've adjusted very well, who are doing very well for themselves. And my goal with this channel, with this community, is just to really provide advice or tips that someone can use, as they transition to the military. So, these young men and women that are getting out of the service, or even old men and women that are retiring, right? They
Right,
can watch these
right.
interviews and really just kind of maybe get some tips or some advice on something that would help them out. So, who I have here today is a very good friend of mine. Is it Kevin Jones or James Jones? How do you prefer to be called?
James Jones, but my family members like yourself call me Kevin. So we're all a family here, so you can just call me Kevin.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, so Kevin, and I'll let him tell you his story here. Was in the Navy. He's done very well for himself. So he's currently taking out some time while he's on his vacation out there in beautiful San Diego. As you can
That's
see
it.
that that beautiful background. So Kevin,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and get started here. So just first and foremost, just where you're from, how long did
Okay.
you serve, what was your
Okay.
job,
Okay.
when did you get out?
Okay. So basically, like you said, Kevin Jones from San Diego, California. Grew up here, and it's funny. I enlisted actually in Detroit because my stepfather was in the Navy. I enlisted out there. First duty station was beautiful Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. And
Boom.
then, yeah, exactly. And then shortly after there, I was stationed miraculously San Diego, California. And so I stayed here. I did a total of 9 years in the Navy. I was a cryptologist. I used to do security background checks for people, your clearances and stuff like that, work with some classified material. Did my 9 years, then decided to get out. And so the first piece of advice I would tell people is before you get out, have a plan. When back when we were young, we're just running and gunning, man. A lot of us didn't have a plan. We're just like, yeah, I'm gonna do my time, and then kind of bounce out. What are you gonna do when you get out? I'm not sure. I'm gonna, just kind of hang out, lay by the beach, just be with friends. And so that's what kind of hurt me, not having an actual plan. I just got out, didn't have a job lined up. I didn't get my degree before I got out, so it was kind of rough when I first got out. I was fortunate enough to get blessed with a job at Naval Medical Center San Diego. I came on as a contractor, and I was actually doing retirement ceremonies. So I got to work with people who are retiring, who basically did the same thing I did, where they're retiring, and they would look at me and say, "Man, I'm nervous." I'm like, "Are you nervous about what, your ceremony, or what is it?" Like, "No, I don't have a plan for when I retire." I said, "Well, mostly it was like chiefs and officers and stuff like that." And I would just talk to them. I say, "Well, I know there's a lot of resources for us. We have to take advantage of those things. Even once you get out, there's still resources that'll help you with your retirement, or how to deal with being retired, and jobs, housing, stuff like that." So my first piece of advice is to all people is to plan, first of all. Second of all, those classes that they have you going to before you get out, go to those, pay attention, get the knowledge, work on your medical stuff before you get out, work on going to school before you get out, because everything is about preparation and planning, which is one of the key things that we're always taught in the military. So start working at the hospital. I kind of learned about the government structure, the GS structure, and I just started working my way up. Years later, I got into, well, I've always kind of been into real estate because of my cousin, but I started to take it more seriously. And
Okay.
later on in life, yeah, just shortly, you and I have talked, and I eventually got my real estate license and started doing stuff with that. So that
So what
led,
what are you doing now, Kev? So like, what are you? I know you do real estate. So just a little
right,
background. Me and Kev, I do real estate marketing. Me and Kev have worked on some real estate
right,
stuff, together, websites, marketing, and stuff like that. So, but I know you do real estate. But what is your? So I know you said you work for the government. Can you talk a little bit about
correct.
what you currently do as far as your job?
Sure. So now I'm a realty specialist, and I basically find space for federal agencies, DEA, Social Security. Obviously, these entities, these agencies need space. So I'm basically like a real estate agent for the government.
Oh wow.
I also wear a project management hat. We work with the construction companies to do the build outs. Also wear like a budgeting hat, make sure these agencies have the money for all this stuff. And so that's basically where I'm at now, is just basically trying to add on to being more of a real estate entrepreneur. I live in Atlanta, Georgia now. Most of my experience came from here, San Diego, California. I just recently moved to Atlanta back in May.
Okay.
And so now I'm doing some real estate investing out there in Atlanta. And a lot of it has to do with going back to the military. Just preparing, planning, knowing what I want to do, that leadership structure. That goes and that discipline to working at it, working at it, working at it, and trying to get better and trying to improve. And so that's another thing I would say about the military is take advantage. We all have, as veterans, we all have the VA loan. Use your VA loan to buy you a home, and you can start your real estate investing career with just your VA loan, stuff like that. And that's what I've kind of been doing.
Okay, so you mentioned a couple a couple minutes ago. You said when you first got out, you did have a plan. What other
Uh-huh.
challenges did you have? What, or if any, did you have besides like kind of not having a plan when you first got out,
Yeah.
making that adjustment to civilian life? Like, what were some of the things that kind of little bumps along the road? I know
Right.
I had a few myself, but like for
Right.
yourself, like what was some of the challenges you had leaving the military, Kevin?
Routine, because in the military we're all used to routine, and we're all used to a regiment. We get up at a certain time, we have a job to do. You feel the military is a great place, man. It makes you feel like you're a part of something big. It's kind of like you're in sports and you're playing for the Dallas Cowboys or the Lakers. It's a huge entity that we're all proud to do. And so once that's taken out of your life, you kind of miss it, man. You miss the camaraderie of your friends, because everybody else goes on with their life. They're at work, and I was unemployed. I didn't have a job, so I was unemployed for like 2 months. So what I did is what I did in the military. I started volunteering. I started getting involved. But one of
Okay.
the setbacks was basically not having a job, not having that paycheck come in. You take it for granted, man. We all complain about our job. Oh man, the chief went off on me, or my staff sergeant. He told me to go outside and do it. Oh, I hate this place. And then when it's gone, it's taken from us. We miss it. We miss the paycheck. We miss the camaraderie with our friends. We miss getting together with groups and stuff like that and having a good time. So those are some of like the mental challenges that I have to overcome. Is like, hey, you're not a part of this anymore, but you have to get yourself together and get back in there and keep fighting. And so, like I said, if no one listens to anything I say, prepare. Just prepare yourself before you got the military. Prepare yourself to have a job. If you're going to school, start doing these things about a year out.
Yep.
Start throwing your resume out there. If you're going to get involved with some entrepreneur things, start doing it a year out. That way you can fail, fall on your face, but you still have your job. You still have the income coming in. And like I said, use those resources. One thing I didn't do is when I was going to, we call it TAP in the Navy. You go there, they prepare you for retirement or separation. And I wasn't paying attention. That was on me. The military will prepare you for life after the military, but you have to take advantage of it. And that's just, that's on my fault, just not taking advantage. But luckily for all of us, those resources will always be there for us. So that's just the biggest thing is, like I said, not having a job, the resources, and the camaraderie.
Yeah, I know. I know. When I was going to tap class, I was all worried about getting off early so I could
Yeah,
go.
exactly. That's it. There's Final Four games on at the bar. Let's go. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
definitely.
know. I definitely wish I'd have
Yeah,
took more advantage. So then you
had
got
to.
out. You got out. You didn't have a plan. So like,
Right,
kind of walk me through because obviously you're doing well now. So you probably had
right,
a couple of moments where you're like, all right. So what was like the first thing that kind of put you back like on the right track? So you got out the military.
right,
You're out for a few months. I mean, you're doing some volunteer work, which is awesome. But like you said,
right.
volunteer don't pay the bills. Even though I'm not saying
Not
don't
at all.
volunteer.
Not at
I
all,
mean
brother.
that's amazing. But so like,
Yeah.
what was that kind of the first thing you did that kind of got you going in the right direction?
It's actually two things, man. I'm gonna be very transparent. The first thing was, I actually got my car repossessed because
Wow.
I was getting an unemployment check, but I was living in San Diego, California. For those of you who are not used to San Diego, California, it's very, very expensive, right? So I had a brand new truck, obviously, because I was in the military. We all go get trucks and brand new cars, and then I was living in an apartment who was like $1,500 a month. You know what I mean? So I did have some money saved up, but I went through that really fast. Wasn't able to pay the rent, the car note, the utilities, and so that the first one was me getting my car repossessed. The second like moment where I really got kicked in my butt is I was staying in this apartment, and I had a 3 day notice on my door to either pay the rent in full because I was struggling to pay the rent as well, or you got to get kicked out. So I'm like, damn it, man! I've never been. All these things that have happened have never happened to me when I was in the military. So basically, I had to sell some of my stuff just to keep a roof over my head. You know what I mean? And so
Right.
that hurt my pride a lot, man, having to sell my stuff because I felt defeated because there's no way I should be in this position. And so that after that moment, then I just started applying for jobs everywhere. I started going on interviews. I started walking around to different places. Hey, are you guys hiring? Just like a madman. I just had that fire underneath my butt. So I'm like, even though I'm down, I will not be defeated. I will
Yep.
not be defeated. You know what I mean? So I just kept going and going and going. I wound up moving to Temecula, California, where it's a lot cheaper. And I said, if I have to commute, 2 hours a day, this is what I have to do until I get back on my feet. But like I said, man, I have a strong will and I'm not going to be defeated. So those two moments, getting my car repossessed and getting that 3 day notice on my door to pay rent or get evicted, is what kind of got me back going.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
I know that must have been tough. You lose that vehicle.
Bro, yeah, man. You know, it's on your credit, and they're calling my mom's job looking for me like I'm some criminal. You know what I mean? And so now the family's talking about me. Ah, he ain't got no job. I told you shouldn't have got out the military. And you hear all the good, you know, everyone telling you you shouldn't have done this or go back in and this, that, and third. And so it was hard, man. You know, you don't
Yeah.
want to show your face. You're embarrassed. You know what I mean? And it's hard, man. I know some people that, you know, they struggle with things like that. I struggle with it. It was hard because, like I said, I have a lot of pride, and I've never been in that position where I can't pay my bills. You know what I mean? And so, but this is what happens. Like I'm telling you, if you don't plan for life after the military, you will go through these things, man. Like that's what I'm saying. Start planning a year, at a minimum, a year out. Put your resume together. Go to some of those classes. They have free classes and resources that tell you how to get your resume out there, how to prepare for it. Guys like you who do coaching and stuff like that, you got to start networking, connecting, so that when you're ready to get out, you won't skip a beat. You'll keep that money coming in. You know what I mean?
Awesome. So it sounds like,
Yeah.
as far as like something you would have did a little bit different, you would have definitely had a plan or prepared a little bit earlier.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Anything else kind of looking back that you would have done differently, to prepare yourself for, getting out, or anything
Right.
you would have done differently when you first got out, that, instead of what, ended up doing. Like anything else you would have done differently when you first got out the military, kind of
Yeah,
hindsight looking back a little bit.
yeah, definitely. And you and I talked about it. I would have got started in real estate a long time ago. Like even if you don't want real estate as a career or as an entrepreneurship, just having your home. If you're in the military, you get your at your first duty station. Start looking at buying a home. Start looking at investing in a home because even you know you're going to be there at least 3 years, and then that way you leave, you can rent it back out, man, and that can be something that can help you when you get ready to retire. You can make money off that thing. You can get the tax benefits from it. So that's something that I wish that I had got involved with when I first came in the military. Actually, can you
Okay.
imagine owning a house and buying a house in Hawaii, 1994, 95, and what it's worth now? You know what I mean? So that's why I tell people who are military now, use your VA loan. You know, no down payment. You know, you can get a pretty much walk into a house for almost next to nothing. You know, so I would have did that differently, definitely.
Okay. So Kevin, let's just say, so it sounds like you got a really, really good job, man. The whole real estate for the military. That's a
Right,
very, very niche job. Let's just say somebody who's getting out the service now, or maybe has a couple months, or maybe, I don't know, a month left. What
right.
recommendations would you make to them, or how is someone like that able to get like a position that you have? Because I also do recognize that obviously you've worked for the government. How long have you worked for the government, Kevin?
I've been working for the government since 2005, so 14 going on
Four,
15 years.
okay, so 14 years.
Yeah,
Obviously, you put in the time, you put in the work and stuff like that. But if I'm
right.
getting out the military and I want to do what you're doing, right? I want to be a real estate agent for the military, or so to speak, or get
Right.
in a career field, which you are. What are some things you would recommend, or how does that work? Kind of walk me through, like if I wanted to be a real estate for the military, what I would need to do, and also
Okay.
what you would recommend, like as far as any kind of training or anything.
Okay, so first and foremost, what I would do is how I got on basically is I got my real estate license first, civilian real estate license in California, and I started getting deals and stuff like that. You know, that gives you the experience. And then if you want to work for the federal government, go on usajobs.gov. You can build your resume. You can put your resume on there, and then kind of start searching around for the jobs that you would like. But actually, what I would recommend is I would say if you're in the military and you're getting ready to get out, think about, do you want to continue working or do you want to be an entrepreneur? I would recommend being an entrepreneur because that's what my plan is now, is to work for myself. And if you're interested in doing something like that, a way to go about it is, again, if you want to do real estate, get your real estate license and just start crushing it, man. Like I said, find you a mentor, find you someone that's just killing it in your community. Get with them and say, hey, this is my goal, this is where I want to be, this is what I want to do, and work with your mentor. If you do want to go the entrepreneur route, there's a small business association that will help you with resources, sometimes money. If you want to do the federal government, like I said, usajobs.gov, get your resume out there, and then again, start networking with people. Talk to people who are in the industry and say, hey, do you guys know about any jobs that may be coming in? You know, can you maybe talk to your supervisor to see if they're going to have anything coming along the pipeline? It's all about networking. The whole business, with real estate, it's a contact sport. You got to reach out, touch someone, have them know who you are. So when your resume comes up on their desk, oh, I know that guy. I met Joe at a real estate function 2 weeks ago. It's all about familiarity, being comfortable, and just knowing who people are in high places that can maybe help you out. So definitely network. go to meetups. The meetups are free. You can go online to meetup.com, find where there's going to be meetups in your area, normally coffee shops, things of that nature, and just start networking with people.
Awesome, man. So it sounds
Yeah,
like, I mean, it's funny because as I'm doing these interviews, Kevin, I noticed that the folks like yourself who have been successful, you put in the work too, right? I mean, it isn't
you have
just
to.
you didn't just
Yeah,
get your real estate license, or you
right.
just didn't like get out the military and someone was waiting with this, beautiful job saying, go ahead, take your uniform off, come on in, man.
No,
We got you lined up. Here's your
no,
big
you
shiny
got to work.
computer. Yeah, yeah,
You got to put in the work, and that's the thing is I'm still junior in real estate and I'm still learning, and that's why I watch like your videos, Grant Cardone, guys like that, because you need a mentor. You need someone who's already successful and knows the business inside out to kind of learn it, because this stuff is very hard. It's like if you're, like I said, I use sports references because we both love sports. It's like you're a rookie, man. You have to get with that veteran quarterback and say, hey, man, how do I break down film? How do I do this? What do I look out for? It's the same way in the military. We had chiefs, we had first classes, we had
yep,
staff sergeants who kind of showed us the ropes. And so that's where I'm at now. I'm just still being mentored. Even though I've been in the government system 14 years, I've had different jobs, each step of the way. And so you have to work, you have to put the work in. Sometimes you got to work late, sometimes you got to come in early and things like that. But if you want to get ahead, those are things you have to do to be successful. And you can't give up no matter what happens. You get your car repossessed, you know, get out, you pay rent or get out. You got to still keep plugging along. You have to, especially if you have a family and loved ones, that depend on
awesome.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you referenced the mentorship, finding a mentor.
Right.
So if I'm getting out of the military and I'm kind of like, because you know what, I really actually like that, and I've been pretty fortunate to work for some really cool people who kind of mentored me
Right.
along the way and kind of took me under their wing. So if I'm getting out the military, well, help me out. I want to get mentored by somebody. What would you recommend in terms of finding maybe someone to kind of, kind of, treat as your mentor, kind of, seek out there for like mentorship? What would
Right.
you like? Who was your first mentor? If you don't mind, maybe talking about that and kind of how did he help you out and what did he do specifically that really kind of
Yeah.
get you moving in the right direction?
My mentor first, you know him too, is Scott Farnham.
Yep.
Up there when I lived in Temecula, California. Actually, he helped me, buy a home, and so basically, I started talking to him and just picking his brain because he's been a mayor, he's a real estate broker, real estate agent. He's had success all over California, basically buying and selling. And so I just sat down with him and told him what I aspire to be. And so he said, okay, whatever you're interested in, I can kind of guide you. And so I started working for him, and he kind of showed me the ins and outs of the real estate agency and marketing and how to put yourself out there, how to network. Sometimes you got to go out there and knock on doors, cold calling, the whole thing. And again, like you said, you have to put the work in. So if I'm someone in the military and I'm getting out, I would go to build a profile on LinkedIn, network with people
Yep.
there because they're gonna you and I are on LinkedIn. They're gonna connect you with people who are in your industry in the Navy. If you went to a certain university, they'll start network you, and then what you'll do is you just shoot those people a DM, a direct message. Hey, ran across your pile on LinkedIn.
Awesome.
I'm interested in getting to where you're at. Can we meet for coffee? That's the biggest thing I always tell people. Can we meet for coffee? You sit down, you talk to them, and you say, hey, would you mind being my mentor? And you may have to offer a service. Hey, I'll come work with you for free. I'll come write letters or whatever you need me to do. In exchange, can you show me the game? Can you give me some game? Can you show me how to, navigate the career of being a IT guy or a telemarketer or whatever industry you're interested? But you have to give them something to give for them to give you their time. They're very busy. If you get the right mentor who's very successful, 9 times out of 10 they're going to be very busy. So offer them your service. I can give you 3 hours of free service. Who's going to turn down free labor? But you got
Right.
to make sure that you really do a good job if you want them to give you that information. Then, like I said, go to meetups. Go meet people. Like I said, all this stuff is contact sports. You have to network. You have to get to know people. You can't just sit at home and scroll through Instagram all day. You got to get out there and talk to people. So that's what I would do if I'm trying to get a mentor.
Awesome, awesome, Kevin. So, I know I always put people on the spot here. If I wanted to get in real estate and I had some questions, is there an email I could email you at maybe if I'm a young veteran, getting out the mill or
Definitely,
yeah.
definitely.
What is your email just so and for everybody listening and watching this video, I'm gonna put Kevin's because he said it was okay. I'm gonna put his
Sure,
email here in the captions of the video so you
of
guys can
course,
go there and then that way if Kev's I'm assuming if they have any questions about maybe getting on with the federal government or maybe
of
questions
course,
about getting into real estate, you'd be open to chatting
definitely.
with folks and maybe just helping them out a little bit.
Of course, it's J.K. Jones, the number 7 at gmail.com. And like I said, if you have any questions about anything, including real estate, like I said, I live in Atlanta now, but I just helped a guy recently who was looking for a home. He had met my brother. My brother said, "Hey, my brother does real estate." The guy called me, and I just started sending him articles on real estate investing. I hooked him up with an agent, and so yeah, he's off and running, man. Yeah, definitely.
All right, man. So anything you want to add, man? Anything else? I mean, I know you, man. Great information. Go to
Definitely.
LinkedIn, usajobs.com. You send Kevin an email if you're looking to get into real
Right.
estate or want information about, the federal government. Anything else that you want to share with us?
Yeah, just I just like this platform, and I like how us veterans are kind of looking out for each other. And that's what I say is that we have to take care of each other. So whether it's personal advice, professional advice, let's all just continue to take care of each other. Take care, look for those resources. Go to like I said, usajobs.gov. Go to the VA. They have a lot of resources. Use your resources. That's my biggest takeaway: is use your resources, prepare, plan, and reach out and touch somebody. If you have a question about something, contact me. I'll be more willing to help. If I can't find the answer, I'll go find it for you. It's all about, us all helping each other and serving each other. That's it. I appreciate the interview, man. Thank you.
Absolutely, Kevin. I couldn't have said it myself, man. Like I said at the beginning of this video, is the reason why I started the vetblueprint.com is because talking to guys like Kevin and some of the other veterans that I interviewed, I hope you men and women that are getting out the service, whether it's you just did 4 years or 8 years or 30 years, maybe
Yeah.
you can watch some of these videos, get some good tips, get some good advice that'll really help you as far as the transition to the military. So hey, man, Kevin, thank you so much for your time. I know it's New Year's
No
Eve.
worries.
I know out there in San Diego, you probably got some a good night ahead of you, some
Oh
good
yeah.
living.
Oh, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, man. We gotta do it.
I know, I know,
Yes,
I know,
sir.
I know. Kevin's a big 49ers fan, so your boys are looking good.
We're still celebrating. Bang bang Niner gang. Getting it, man. Yeah.
All right. So hey everyone, thank you for watching the Blueprint. I'm sorry, the vetblueprint.com, the Vet Blueprint YouTube channel. Thank you, Kevin. If you
All right, man.
guys like this video, leave some comments, like my channel, subscribe, share it with other veterans, share it with business owners, share it with anyone that can help a veteran getting out or anything like that. But thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, leave your comments. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you didn't like. Subscribe to my channel. Go to our website, thevetblueprint.com. It's up and running. Once again, thank you, Kevin, man. Happy New
All
Year's
right,
to
man.
you,
Happy
man.
New Year, brother. I'll see you
And thank you
tomorrow,
so
man.
much. All right, brother.
All
Yeah,
right.
by
All
the
right.
way, me and Kevin are going to the Rose Bowl
Rose
tomorrow.
Bowl,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, let's get
Hey,
it.
I'm bringing my cleats. I'm bringing my
Hey,
cleats.
get ready. We're gonna get you in that game, man. We're trying to get you a first round draft pick.
All right,
We're
Kevin.
gonna have
Thank
the
you
vets
so
do
much.
it. All right, brother. Later.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.